Hey there, guys. Lois Miller here. I have a little food for thought for you today. And this really happened this morning while I was reading this book called Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. Like I said, I introduced this book to you couple days ago, and which I did read myself, but now I'm going back through because when you read a book, you always have to go back because you always miss something. You're not gonna get everything from the book. The verb, if you read just for one time and put it down. But because I read a lot of them, but I always go back to them. And this morning, this kind of struck me. So I really want to share it with you. And matter of fact, let me just close this door. Some kind of noise, it's noisy out here. So let me just close this real quick because I want you to get this. Now, people, there are 95% of society, 95% of society right now is settling for less. Why? I don't know. And it's funny, I wrote these things down while I'm listening to my audio because I had to share with you, right? And this is what I learned from the book, right? It said 95% of society struggles because they settle for less. They selling themselves short. In other words, they're being average. And being average really mean, this is what, the meaning of being average really is. It's settling for less than you're capable of. Settling for less than you truly want. And guess what happened? You end up struggling for the rest of your life. Why? Because you put yourself in that 95%, and that's called the average. Now, every day, most people struggle with all kind of different issues, right? Whether it's physically, mentally, emotionally, relationally, you name it, people struggle. But if we pick ourselves up and pull, you know what? Did anyone ever say to you, you're beautiful? Maybe they have, or maybe they haven't, but you got to tell yourself that. You got to tell yourself you're beautiful and you have the potential. Once you start telling yourself that, guess what happens? You're going to reach deep down and you're going to think and you're going to look inside yourself. And you're going to pull that out because it's there. That potential is actually there, right? And there's where you're going to become successful because you start changing your mentality, your mind. Success attract success. So if you're not successful here, your mind is powerful. If you're not successful here, you won't be able to attract the success that's out there waiting for you. So let me say it again. Pull yourself up and let's do this because we can do this. I know you can. I know you have it in you. Did you hear me? You do have it in you. I'm talking to you. Get up, look inside yourself, and pull that which is lying in you that needs to come out to make you successful. So you can get out of that, of being average. Now, let me just read a quote to you real quick. Let me just quote this real quick. And it reads like this. One of the saddest points in life is to get to the end and look back and regret knowing you could have been, done, and had so much more. That is Robin Sharma. That is powerful, guys. Let me just read it again. One of the saddest points in life is to get to the end and look back and regret knowing you could have been, done, and had so much more. Now, as we go on, the guy started talking about the 95% reality check that we really need to check ourselves, right? And he said that when society, that 95% of average people settle for less, sell themselves short, whether it's like I said, emotionally, physically, relationally, and you name it, they do it. So I'm going to quote you this, and this is according to the Social Security Administration. And I quote, if you take any 100 people at the start of their working careers and follow them for the next 40 years until they reach the retirement age, here is what you'll find. Only one will be wealthy, 4 will be financially secure, 5 will continue working not because they want to, but because they have to. 36 will be dead, and 54 will be broke, depending on their friends, their families, and the government to take care of them. Do you really want to be in that predicament? Now, a matter of fact, let me read it again because I don't think you got it. Listen up closely. And I'm quoting, according to the Social Security Administration, here's what they say. I quote, if you take any 100 people at the start of their working careers and follow them for the next 40 years until they reach the retirement age, here is what you will find. Only 1 will be wealthy, 4 will be financially secure, 5 will continue working not because they want to, but because they have to. 36 will be dead, 54 will be broke and depending on their family and relatives, their friends, and the government to take care of them. End of quote. Now, would you really want to be in that predicament there? Seriously, think about it. Just think about it for a minute. Let's just think about it for a minute. To work all your life, and at the end of it, you have to be dependent on people to take care of you, or the government, your friends, and putting all this strain on your relatives and friends. Now, mind you, we are talking about our families and friends, right? And relatives, right? Now, that's not a good place to be. It's really not. So, if you get to that, I'm going to say this. Monetarily speaking, that is only 5% of us who will be successful in creating the life of freedom. You know what's going to happen to the other 95%? They will continue to struggle for the rest of their lives. Now you have to sit back and look deep in yourself because this is pretty crucial. This is a question you got to ask yourself. And the question is this. You got to find the answer to this question. Now here's the question. What can we do now to ensure that we do not end up struggling like the 95 majority will? Let me ask you again. What can we do now to ensure that we don't end up struggling like the 95% majority will? Look deep down. Because you're talking about your family. If we don't find a way, my friends, we don't want this to happen to you. So I'm saying to you today, look deep down and get out. Look inside yourself. You are beautiful. Let no one tell you less. You have that potential. Yes, I'm talking to you. You have that potential. Get up and do it. Let's do it. You can do it. I know you can do it. You have the potential. Dig deep down. Look into yourself. It's there waiting. Like I said before, it wants to break out of you, want to bust out, but you have to grab it and take it out and say, yes, I am here to conquer. I'm here because I was put here for a reason. I was here not to be in that 95%. I was here. I was put here to be in the top 5%. Not the 95%, the 5%. Don't be the average. Stop settling for less. Yes, you, I'm talking to you. Stop settling for less. Stop settling for what you're capable of, or else you are going to end up struggling for the rest of your entire life. My friends, you have it in you. Let's go do it. All right? I'll see you again on the next video. Bye for now. And you make sure you go think about this.